Hey, Carl here for ProAV TV. I'm at the Cooke stand at NAB 2017 talking to Carey about some new lenses. Okay, so this is a big show for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, this is probably the most amount of new product Cooke's ever brought to any one show at any one time. So new, yes.
This is crazy. I mean, how many new products have you actually got?
We are showing 3 new products. 2 were previous announcements at last year's IBC, but no one saw anything. And one of them is an announcement last Tuesday of a new lens that we're delivering sort of this summer, really.
Great, so let's go through them.
Okay, so the first one from the previous announcements are the Panchro Classic. The Panchro Classic is a modern manufacture of the classical S2, S3 speed Panchro lenses, which have been very, very popular over the last 3 or 4 years, from rehoused by various rehousing companies. We were asked by cinematographers, can we remake it? Because there's issues with the rehoused. The lenses are very old, started being built in the 1930s, go through to the late 60s. And during that time, a lens can age a bit. So its coating, its colouring, all of these things can have an effect. So therefore, if you buy a set of rehoused, they will not match another set of rehoused because they weren't initially colour matched when they were built anyway, and so they were built in another time.
So films for second units and TV shows.
Absolutely, absolutely. Or if you are doing something where you want to match, commercial, fine, you've got time to grade it, but yeah, it's gonna cause problems. So anyway, we looked at it, and since they are our original designs and we own them and we know the recipe for the coating, we've not redesigned the lens. We've put the original design in a new housing, our housing, with eye data technology, cam follower, as 270-degree pitch on the focus with lots of witness marks. We've changed the irises because they're 9 linear blades matched across the range. The old ones used to have different irises, so therefore at the same T-stop or F-stop, you would get different bokehs off them. So it's nice to have something that's consistent again. So we've done that, and eye data, and we've put those small little lenses inside our bigger housings. 110 front, which is what we have on our Cooke S4s and 5 eyes.
Does that explain why? I mean, just looking at the one over there, you sort of look down the barrel and think, there's no glass in it. It's all right down.
It's a small little lens. They're original little lenses, but we put them in our housings, and that eye data and the electronics that have to go into that increase the size of it. And what we've done is, when you look at them on projection, the fall off, which is one of the characteristics of those lenses, it softens off there more than an S4 or Mini or a 5i, it's really comparable. It's like from the same stable. And even when you get other rehouses and you project them and look at them, that is pretty constant, but it moves a little bit, but that's where that look comes from. So we've got that right. We know we've got that right. We've had lens engineers come and look at these and say, wow, okay, yeah, you're in the ballpark there.
What about cinematographers?
The next thing is with cinematographers. So we've shot some tests which are available on our Vimeo site. You can download, or I think you're going to take some copies of them and make it easier.
I'll stick a link
straight in the link, exactly. And the problem is for cinematographers is, again, the flaring and the veiling that occurs, which is a characteristic of the older lenses, in the older rehouse can change from set to set, so you never know what you're going to get. The ones we've got have got veiling, they've got flaring, they can put a halation around our specular light source. When you have a larger backlight coming through, the contrast is lowered, and it's very, very, very similar. What nobody's got is a new set of old speed Panchros gone, but they're not like these. Well, no, that's because there's no new ones. They've all been affected. So we've used the recipes, and this is what they would have looked like new. So we're really happy with them, and we've been running some tests and some other cinematographers that looked at them, and I can't say anything at the moment, but we've got them, we believe, on a feature shortly from a very Cookeite cinematographer who loves our lenses, and yeah, he's going to be using them. So straight out the bat, they're they're getting the thumbs up, shall we say. But I can't say anything more than that.
So that's the Panchro Classic.
That's the Panchro Classics, and everyone's been waiting for them, and we got lots of orders on them. They're just a beautiful look. They're great on skin tones. They're great fall off. They've got that vintage characteristic, but it's modern. So if anything happens, you can get it again. You know, so that's good. PL mount. They are available if you pre-order them with E-mount or Micro Four Thirds mount. We just have to take out the back electronics for the eye data. There's a front little port that will always work. So that's the difference in how you order them. Then we have an announcement from last IBC, and we're standing right by it. Our 45-450 10-to-1 anamorphic zoom, of which there's no comparable available.
It's huge.
Yeah, there are. Well, if you want a real true anamorphic, which is a front cylinder-based anamorphic squeeze, that's what you're going to have. It's not a rear anamorphic. It's got anamorphic bokeh all the way through the stops. That's how the real deal works. So yeah, it's big. That's the nature of the physics of building a lens like that.
So who do you see using this?
This is really high-end productions, only because, well, not only because, but the weight has a big thing to play in that. You know,
all of a sudden your grip department doubles.
Your grip department doubles. You're on Chapman's or Fisher dollies, big dollies. Okay, we got it on a bazooka here. You're on heavyweight legs, heavyweight heads. You know, it all mounts up, and that costs money, transport, everything else. So it's going into the bigger rental houses, should I say, I wouldn't necessarily imagine. I'm not saying that other productions won't want it, but they're going to have to man up a few extra people.
So what's the appeal?
Well, that zoom range, 10-to-1, 45-450, covers a lot of focal ranges.
It really does.
You'll sit on that on a dolly all day long in the studio.
Yeah.
That's the appeal.
Second
unit, second camera, you know, over here, dolly over, boom, zoom it, right, got it. You know, you're away quite easily with it if you're shooting multiple cameras on the same shot. So that's the appeal of that. I think our other zoom, the 35-140, which covers most of the prime focal lengths and is slightly faster, people will realise, oh, and that's not as big as what we thought. That's the big one. So, but
what is the speed on this?
This is 4.5. The other's 3.1, which is less than a stop slower than the primes.
And it's 4.5 consistent.
Yeah, 4.5 consistent. I mean, that is the height of anamorphic zoom technology today. There is nothing that supersedes this. So there you have it. And then finally,
the last but not least, new announcement is normally at trade shows we'll make an announcement and the IBC, NAB, at the following big show we'll bring the product. Not this time. The S7 Eyes we announced last Tuesday on our press release, and they're here and they're going to be delivering in the summer. They are our Vista Vision or full frame plus, which is bigger than Vista Vision. Full frame 35mm coverage, not as big as OpenGate Alexa 65, but they will fit the smaller 16:9 and 178 formats on the Alexa 65 if someone makes them out for them, because they're PL mounted. So they're designed for PL based cameras, the Arri 65 being XPL. So yeah, the not the issue, but we normally have to have a delivery time because people rush in and buy. The problem at the moment is there's not enough Vista Vision cameras worldwide that people can buy. They're going to be rolling out end of this year, early next year from the camera manufacturer that is selling them, and who knows, maybe between then and now at IBC someone will come up with another large sensor, and so therefore those lenses will fit that. You're staying ahead of the curve here.
We're trying to. They don't speak to us, tell us what they're doing so that we can make lenses. They just come up with a sensor size. That's what digital's done. Film was a format that was stable. Digital's a bit of a wild west in that respect. So we're second guessing. So, but we've made what we can. It's a new design. Some people said, oh, that's just an S4 opened up. No, it's not an S4. It's new optics. It's new design in the optics. It's heavier, much, it's nearly double the weight of an S4.
It's all new.
Does the character change much?
Well, the character changes because you now have the availability in crop factors. So if you take that lens and you stick it on a Super 35, the fall off on the edges is not an S4 5i Super 35 look in that way. So yes, of course, it's got the Cooke look in it. That's what's designed in, the fall off, beautiful warmth in the skin tone, the roll off behind for the dimensionality in a 2D to make it a more popping out image. Which is what Cooke is famous for, and is what we work on. We don't work on making technically the sharpest image from left to right, corner to corner, because to us, that's not our philosophy. That doesn't make pretty pictures. That makes technically perfect flat pictures. We don't want flatness. We want dimensionality. So as humans, we have a 3D sense, and for most of the time, centrally, like I am, I'm looking at faces, I'm looking at you, so we want faces to pop out. We want them to look good. We want them to look pleasing. We want a dimensionality of how you roll off from the shoulders to behind. All of that, we try and condense into a lens to make it more appealing, so that when people are telling stories, their stories are appealing. And that's our philosophy. Now, not everybody agrees with that philosophy, but we don't mind.
If everyone agreed, the world would be a very boring place.
Absolutely, but we don't mind because we make lenses that we hope for artisans and cinematographers to use to paint beautiful pictures. There's brand A, B, C or D, and people may use them. They may use them because they're price conscious to use them. They may use them because they have to technically do some sort of image that has to work inside some sort of green screen, whatever. It's what's available.
There's people that want that sterile, clean look.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's also people who want
digital's a very sterile format, and
exactly.
to add a little bit of organic depth, you need glass, and that's where our lenses have really stepped up to the plate. So when people say, well, why would I choose your lens above this lens? We don't say you have to choose our lens above other lenses. What we say is what our lens does. We leave it up to them to choose. I've never seen a cinematographer look at a Cooke S4 and go, oh, I won't use that. They'll just go, yeah, I know, it's nice, isn't it? It's not a lens you go, oh, it's a bit this, oh, it's a bit that. They are beautiful lenses. They make people look good. They make storytelling easy.
The reputation's there for a reason.
Yeah, it's there. So we're not Best Buy option, cheap option. We are a handcrafted, because we're still made in England, handmade in England, handcrafted in England product. We have entry-level products, the Mini S4s, which also are available in Micro Four Thirds and E-mounts, as well as PL. We then have the S4, which is an industry standard. I mean, last year I think 80% or just under 80% of most TV dramas in the UK are shot Cooke S4.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the serviceability the rental customers love. The focus pullers love the amount of witness marks on them, the smoothness on the lens, the ability just literally throw on a lens and it looks good.
So do you reckon that's your most popular lens? That's the staple.
Though we brought out the S7s and people have been saying, oh yeah, well I must future-proof and I must buy this and I must buy that. The reason we didn't announce it is if we announced it and then brought it 6 months later to a show, we thought, oh well maybe people will drop their S4 orders. We've announced it and we haven't got any cancellations. So it just
people
goes...
still like the S4s?
People still like it, and some of my customers have asked, and I've said, well look, what's your camera? What's your image size you're shooting? And you've got a big range of lenses, 12mm to 300mm. You've got them available anywhere in the world. You got something that you know is good, and they've gone, you know what, you're right, I'm going to be shooting Super 35. I'm not buying that camera, I'm not buying that sensor yet. I'm going to get a long longevity out of this glass, and it's going to pay back for itself in my production. So they've stuck with it. So
you can choose the right lens for the projects.
Yeah, exactly. We're very happy with that. So, but it just means we made a mistake. People aren't going to cancel our lenses.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, but they are ordering the S7s because they do want a future-proof. So, yeah. So anyway, so all of this goes to, as I say, we're making lenses for our customers to use. But one thing I'd also like to mention is our Cooke Optics TV, because Cooke Optics TV, it's camera and lens agnostic. So it's a Cooke Optics Cooke.tv. It's our YouTube channel. We have world famous cinematographers talking about the art and craft of cinematography and other grades we have coming in, and it's a fantastic resource for education and trying to understand what cinematographers are trying to do. And like I say, it's agnostic. It's not all about our lenses. So, you know, we listen and we try and give back. And that's one of our ways. So
great, I'll put a link to it in the description.
Yeah, put a link to that in the description. And if you want to read about the history of Cooke, that's on the website. It's a long read.
I'll probably be reading about it myself.
And so hopefully that will inform people and they can make their own informed decision from that.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, Carl, no worries, and enjoy the rest of the show.
You too.